All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Adams Brothers podcast. We are here this evening with two distinguished gentlemen from the Broward County Animal Care. They're joining us here this evening, Mr. Randy Grice and Mr. Russo. We're going to be talking to these gentlemen and asking them all the good questions about what Broward County Animal Care provides and what they do and what they have to offer, how we can get in contact with them, and all that good stuff. So, Randy and Russo, welcome to the Adams Brothers podcast.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Happy to be on.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So, Randy, let's start with you first, since I've been doing the most correspondence with you back and forth. Why don't we just go ahead and have you introduce yourself and tell us what you do down there at Broward County, how long you been with the county, your education, whatever you want to let us know about you.
Sure. Thank you guys again for taking this opportunity and giving us the opportunity to speak to everybody that is on your platform. My name is Randy Grice, as you mentioned. I've been working with Broward County Animal Care for about a year now. Work with the communications team here. We're working hard every day to promote our pets in order to get them in loving homes, promote not only the pets, cats, and dogs that we have here in the shelter, but also our low-cost medical services that we offer, resources to pet owners in the county. We offer a lot of resources, and I'm glad we had the opportunity to kind of talk about this today, and I'm looking forward to getting into this conversation. And I'll go ahead and pass the mic off now to one of my colleagues, Russo.
Hi, how you guys doing? Thank you for having us. My name is Russo DeRosa. I'm one of the supervisors here at Broward County Animal Care. I've been here for about 15 years. Have some background as a vet tech on the medical side, also as a kennel staff, and currently I'm the intake and prevention supervisor.
Okay, all right. And thank you,
Yes.
gentlemen, for those introductions there.
Definitely.
Long-term employees we have here on our live right here. And let me ask you, where is Broward County Animal Care? Where is that located? Because immediately when I think of Broward County Animal Care, I think of Fort Lauderdale. So
Yeah.
I
Well,
remember on Power Line Road, isn't it?
in this case, we are in Fort Lauderdale. You're correct.
Okay.
We're right near the airport, so not too far from the airport. If you're familiar with the Dania Point area, we're right over here, 2400 Southwest 42nd Street, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, servicing the entire Broward County. So from the top end to the south end, to the east to the west, Broward County.
okay, all right.
Yes.
And tell us some of the things that you do, you provide down there at Broward County Animal Care. I know one time I had a Rottweiler, and he was a big dog, but he was harmless, and
Yeah.
he loved kids. And every time the kids come by, he would run to the gate and try to get out and just go play with them. And then one day I had just got in from work, and I noticed that the gate was open, so the kids used to come play with him, and they let him out, and he wandered down the street. He didn't go too far, but someone saw a big, large Rottweiler, and they called in, and they ended up, taking him down to Power Line Road in Pompano, and I
Right.
ended up finding him down there, and I had to end up paying a fine. It wasn't my fault, but the kids let him out. But just tell us some of the services that you do besides picking up animals in Broward County.
Yes, well, a big thing that we do is microchipping animals. So in cases like that, we know exactly who this dog or cat belongs to. Mainly it's a dog, but we do microchipping. And that kind of leads me to something that we'll be doing towards the end of the month on August 27th and August 28th. We'll be having a free pet care clinic where we'll offer free wellness checks for pets, rabies vaccinations, microchipping. You'll be able to come and see a vet, just to pay quick basic checkup for your dog. So it's a free resource that all Broward County residents are able to take advantage of. This is something that we do from time to time. Usually we try to do it on a monthly or bi-monthly basis. But as I mentioned, at the end of the month, August 27th and August 28th. We'll be in Carver Ranch's library on August 27th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And on August 28th from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m., we'll be at the Bryant Branch Library right here in Fort Lauderdale. So I encourage everybody to participate. Come and get this free resource. It's great.
Right.
So do you go around the county in different cities every year offering free chipping, microchipping, and free rabies shots? Because I know when I had my little Maltese years ago, I remember here in Deerfield Beach, I took him out to the Westside Park, and I was able to get him microchipped out there, and he got his 2-year rabies shot out there. And I think they did all of that. I think I paid maybe $10 for the microchip back then, and I think the rabies shots were free, if I'm exact. But this was years ago. This was probably about eight years ago.
A while ago.
Yeah,
but this is an opportunity. Like I mentioned, it's free. We do this. It's not something that we do every day. So when we do advertise it, I really encourage everybody in Broward County, if you have pets, if you have multiple pets, come out and take advantage of this free opportunity. As I mentioned, we're in Carver Ranch's library and West Park, and we'll be in Fort Lauderdale at the Tyrone Bryant Branch Library on the 28th. But we go all around the county. We pick different spots, trying to make sure that this free resource is available to everyone in Broward County to kind of break down those financial barriers to caring for pets, trying to bring those resources directly to people's community if you can't come directly to us at the shelter. So that's something that we're really good at, providing those resources. And Russo, on our intake side, we can kind of touch on some of the things that we do directly here at the shelter on a day-to-day basis as well.
Yeah, I was going to ask Mr. Russo, to just go ahead and, I know you say you're the supervisor. Just tell us some of the things that you do on the supervisory side down there in Broward County.
So as an intake supervisor, I deal with a lot of the stray dogs around the county that people are finding stray roaming the streets. So we try to help them. Somebody brings us a stray dog or cat. First thing we'll do is scan the pet to see if the dog has a microchip. As Randy said, it's important to microchip your dog because we really don't want to impound any pets. We want to keep them in home and keep them in the community. So that's why it's the first thing we do is scan for microchip to see if we can contact the owner to let them know, hey, your dog or cat was brought to the facility, so we can let them know, come down to the facility, or we can have the person meet them so we can get the dog or cat back home as soon as possible. So in intake, we deal with a lot of stray dogs. Sometimes people want to give up their dogs because of financial hardship, or maybe they're just it's hard times for a lot of people. So when they come down here, we educate them. We try to give them resources so they can keep their dogs at home. It could be food, it could be low cost medical care, vaccines, anything that we can help with and we can provide, we'll do that. We also deal with injured animals, injured strays that are coming in. We'll take them in, give them the care, try to find alternative placement for them, so we don't keep them here at the shelter, and we can get them the help as immediate as possible.
Right. So I was gonna also, those are some good things that you offer down there at the county. So how, and people, including me, we like free things, and it's a tough economy right now, and a lot of people are hurting, and they need a little bit of assistance here and there. So how can they sign up for the email alerts to, like, let's say when you're doing the low-cost medical care or the vaccines or the chipping, how could these our viewers out there sign up for your email alerts so they'll know exactly when you're going to be offering these free services?
And when you'll be in their town, in their city.
I'm going to give you guys the cheat code right now. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook, Broward County Animal Care. That is the best place to get the most current and up-to-date information on the resources that we offer, especially these free clinics that we offer. That's something that's very valuable. It's really easy. You just show up, you come with your pet, It's a really quick process. We get you some help, and then we get you on your way. So I would say definitely following us on our social media, Broward County Animal Care on Facebook and Instagram. Those are the best platforms to keep up to date on what we have to offer and any type of events or free resources that we're offering. And also, if you want to adopt, because that's where you see a lot of the animals that we have that are available for adoption. We post them online, and you can come to our shelter anytime. You don't need a tour guide, or we don't have to walk around with you as we view the animals. If you want to just come out, if you're in the market for a cat or a dog today, you can come by and just check out our animals. If not, you can come by and look, or maybe give a dog a treat, or even donate to the shelter if that's something that's on your mind. We take all types of donations, obviously pet food, but linen, newspapers, so we change out in the cages throughout the facility. There are various different ways that people can stay engaged with Broward County Animal Care, and we find value in all of it.
Now, the biggest question that I think I have, and I'm
Sure.
going to let my brother jump in here in a minute, and maybe, hopefully, you guys could shed some light on this. And I think it's not just a problem in Deerfield Beach, but in Pompano, and certainly down in Key West. I got to ask you guys: do you guys there's chickens and roosters everywhere here around the county here, and we're getting a lot of complaints about the chickens and the roosters waking everybody up at 4 a.m. in the morning. Do you guys do any kind of services like that to pick up, catch chickens and relocate them, or
Roosters.
anything like that? Do you guys do any of those services? And if so, how can we get some help?
Sure, that's a question that we often get. I'll go ahead and toss it to Rousseau on the intake in on that one.
Yes. So with the roosters and stuff, we don't directly handle them. They would have to contact wildlife. Wildlife deals with everything outside of what we don't deal with. We only deal with domesticated pets, dogs and cats. But with what we do provide, I'm sure you guys see that up Pompano Deerfield area, is the outside cats that are running around. So we have programs like our TNR program, and also our RTF program, where citizens can trap the outside cats that are running around. They can bring them down to the shelter. We'll spay, neuter. We'll give them a little ear tip. That way, the community know that they're spayed and tipped, spayed or neutered, and they belong in that community where they are.
So you would have to. So the answer to that would be you have to contact the
Wildlife.
wildlife.
Do you have a number?
Do you have a number or email address for them?
No, I apologize. I don't have a number.
It's all right. We'll get it. We'll find it because
Sure,
we get
but
a
like
lot of
Rousseau-
questions about how people could get rid of these chickens and roosters, and it also comes along with education. A lot of people think you can just go get farm animals and raise them within the city limits, and it's ordinances against that. So we have to do some education as well.
It's really one of those things people think, because obviously Broward County Animal Care, like, well, can I turn in a snake? Can I turn in a cow? You cannot. Not here. We only deal with cats and dogs. Some agencies throughout Florida do accept, steer, cows, other type of animals, wildlife. But at Broward County Animal Care, we're just cats and dogs exclusively. Cats and dogs exclusively.
And what steps do you take to investigate cases of animal cruelty or neglect?
So with animal cruelty and neglect, we take it very seriously. It starts with somebody letting us know what's going on, a citizen, a neighbor. They can report the animal abuse to us. They can call 311, and they will take the report, and they will ripple up to us, and we will investigate it and try to um, finding the facts of the basis of the animal cruelty. If there is basis, then we will enforce if there is animal cruelty.
Yes. Okay. And what methods do you use to educate pet owners about responsible pet ownership?
So we go into the community. The last nine or 10 months, we actually have our outreach team where we've been going out into Lauderhill Estates, and we're actually going door to door, knocking door to door, and just talking to the people, and understanding where they are with their pets, and educating them on basic basic vaccine, basic flea and tick preventative, heartworm preventative. So we actually, put boots on the ground and actually go through the neighborhoods and try to make contact with the people right where they are at their house and try to work with them.
Okay, and what strategies do you use to ensure safety of your employees while dealing with aggressive dogs or cats?
Yeah, so we have really good procedures in place, and we have very skilled staff here. We take safety very seriously. We everybody here is trained to restrain aggressive animals. Um, and we have procedures in place so we don't to keep us safe and also the animals safe, so we don't have to put ourselves in harm's way.
And have you ever had a bad experience in humanely trapping an a dog, or like a pit bull or
I
another
my
aggressive dog?
I
Either
my
one of you?
Yeah, I myself know with dogs I'm very cautious. I normally let them see what the dog wants to do, what the dog is going to let me do. You never want to push the issue with a scared, fearful, or aggressive dog. So whatever the dog would allow you to do, that's all we will do. We will never push the issue and put ourselves in harm way or put the dog in a position where it's going to harm somebody else or itself.
Sure,
And
I can kind of touch on that as well. As Russo talked about. It's all in the training. We have something here called fear-free training. They're dealing with animals, obviously coming to a shelter, whether it's a dog that's a stray on the street, or if someone may have surrendered the dog to our shelter, it can be a very traumatic experience for a pet. Pets have emotions and feelings just like humans do. So a pet that just 2 days ago may have been used to living in a home, an apartment, wherever it was living. Now it's in a shelter and it's confused about why my favorite human left me. So it's all in that training to kind of make it a more safe environment for both the human that's handling the dog and also the dog. That helps to kind of drop down on any type of instances that put both the pet and the person in danger. So it's the training is paramount.
okay, and what are some maybe little known local laws and regulations related to animal control, as far as leash or
Alicia law.
leash laws
That was going to be my
and
next question, but
That's one we can definitely chime in. When in Broward County, and I'm sure with most municipalities throughout Florida, if not the country, you have to have your pet on a leash. You have to have it on a leash because things happen. Dogs get scared. They may act aggressively. They may dart out in traffic. So it's not only for the safety of the actual dog, but also for the safety of others to kind of alleviate those types of issues where the dog may attack a person or attack another person's pet. You have to have your dog on a leash. And that's something that, as Russo mentioned, when we go out and do outreach, those are some of the things that we kind of drive home to the community. That you have to have your dog on a leash, proper ways to have a dog. If you have a yard, make sure that you have proper shading for the dog, especially during these summer months in South Florida. Everyone knows it's extremely hot down here. I mean, we're in August and I feel like it's over 100 degrees today. I was hot. So imagine a dog that's outside all day. We make sure that they know you have to have that proper shading for the dog. If you don't have shading, some type of device to keep the dog cool. Definitely making sure that the pet has enough water to drink. It is extremely hot in South Florida. So those are the types of things that we want people to know. Those are the type of resources and information that we kind of make sure that our surrounding communities in Broward County know about.
So I know law. It was a law passed. I don't know if it was a Broward County law, but it was passed that you can only keep a dog on a leash for so many hours, and they have to have food and water. Is that a misdemeanor, a felony, and is that law really enforced a lot here in Broward County?
Well,
I
yeah.
think what go ahead.
Yeah, so you can have your dog on a leash. It just cannot, the dog cannot be tied. Say you at times will find a dog tied to a tree, no food, no water, no shelter from the sun. That is illegal. It is a citation, but it could turn criminal if the dog doesn't have food or water for multiple days, and the dog becomes in distress where now the dog's health is a concern. So it could become something simple as a citation could be escalated to a criminal offense.
And if that's the case, do you have a number, a tip number that maybe a tip number that people can call and report? People who are mistreating the animals, and are breaking the local ordinance against the, having the dogs tied up so long.
A tip line.
A tip line.
Tip line.
Yes, you can call Broward County 311. It'll go directly to our call center. They'll take down the information, and it'll come directly to us so we can investigate it. Or if it's a pet that's in dire need of help, you can also call 911 if it's a life or death situation for a pet.
I got two more questions. I'll let you go if you got.
Yeah, I have another question, and this will be my last question. Now, do you ever get called out? A lot of people complain about neighbors and people walking through the neighborhoods and the dogs, using the bathroom and they're not picking up. Do you guys go out and actually find people here in the county for not picking up after their pets if you have evidence like video evidence or anything? Do you go out and do anything like that, or do you just leave it up to the local city?
Code enforcement.
Code enforcement.
We normally don't get a lot of calls about that, but normally code enforcement or the leasing office is something they can immediately act on.
Okay.
And how long do? Oh, you had anything?
No, that's it. Go
How
ahead.
long do animals, a cat or a dog, can stay at your shelter facilities before they are euthanized?
So we have came a long way from the old time animal control. We have dogs that have been here for over a year. We have long stay dogs. So dogs aren't necessarily euthanized for space. Dog euthanasia decisions are more based on a dog's quality of life, medical condition. If the dog behavior is declining where it becomes a concern or a liability for staff, citizens, or if it's a dog that we cannot put back into the home because of its behavior and its aggression issues. Those are more of the criteria for us to make a decision like that.
Okay, and this question is will be for both of you. Have you ever had to euthanize an animal? If so, how did you handle the situation? And that's the question, but I wanted to say this on my behalf. I have always had a animal, and to even watch it suffer, it's bad for me. It was traumatizing for me when I lost my Maltese that I had for 17 years, and it was just traumatizing. But how easy is it for you two or your workers when they have to euthanize an animal, a dog or a cat?
Euthanasia is not an easy topic to talk about, or it's not an easy task to perform. Working at the shelter for years, I have experienced it. It takes a lot out of a person, but at the same time, we make decisions not letting animals suffer to their death and trying to make the right call in the best interest of the pet. It would never be something easy to talk about or perform.
Yeah. On my end, I have not, thankfully, had that experience. As Russo mentioned, euthanasia here at Broward County Animal Care is something that's a last resort, and it's something that never happens currently because of space in the shelter. As he mentioned, some of our dogs have been here over a year. We recently actually had a dog named George. He recently got adopted. George was here for 300, well over a year. And he recently got adopted. So we don't give up on our animals. We're constantly in the pursuit of trying to find new and loving homes for them. We have been successful. We continue to be successful, and we plan to be even more successful in the future. And especially with platforms like yours, we hope to get the word out and make sure that people know we have tons and tons of loving animals right here at Broward County Animal Care, willing and ready to be loved on.
Okay, and this question here is for both. This is my last question. This for both of you. Describe a time you had to respond to an emergency situation involving a dog or a cat.
For me, I actually just had one about an hour ago. We just dealing with a citizen that came here with their dog that had medical issues. She was letting us know what was going on. The dog was having on and off seizing. Um, and the dog actually seized while we were trying to collect all of the information. Um, the best thing you can do is stay calm, try to figure out the best outcome or the best decision to make. In that case, we got together with our medical team, and we also got together with our field team, and we got the dog stable and send the dog over to a vet clinic ASAP.
On my end, on the communications end, I can say that whenever the shelter has emergency situations like a hoarding case, or for whatever reason we get a large influx of dogs at one time, that's all hands on deck. And our communications aspect for the shelter, that is an emergency, and we're constantly in contact with our local rescues, people that we personally know, anyone that can foster a dog right then and there or adopt a dog. That is an emergency in my world and for the shelter, and that's something that we deal with not too often, but often enough where they can become emergencies. But all of our departments are really all hands on deck with that, using our network of people that love pets, that are willing to help and volunteer to kind of get those animals placed in a home fairly quickly, especially in those emergency circumstances. So we appreciate the involvement of not only staff, but the community that supports us right here in Broward County.
And have you both had to deal with a situation of like hoarding, a real bad situation where the person might have been, mentally unstable, and they had a large amount of animals, like hoarded a lot of animals, and a lot of them was malnutrition and malnourished? Do y'all ever either one of you ever had to deal with a situation like that before?
Yeah, yes, we have. I would say in the last 6 months, I want to say we had about 4 cases of either hoarding or animal cruelty cases. Of one of them was 18 dogs that came in at one time, and like Randy said, it's all hands on deck. We come together as a team and we work together and figure it out, and find placement for the dogs as best as we can.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a real team effort. That's all I can say. It's a real team
Yes.
effort.
Yes, and also, do you, if an animal is killed by hit by a car or something, do your department come get the dog, or is that up to your local cities to remove the dog from the roadway or the side of the road or whatever?
That is the local cities are picking up the what do you call it, roadkill. If we're on site and it's something that's right there, we have officers that can just pick it up, if it's right there. But we won't stop in the middle of the street because of the hazard it presents.
Okay. And if a person donate, is that tax deductible?
Yes,
Okay.
we can give a receipt for any donations.
Okay, that's pretty much it for
All right.
my questions. I,
All right.
I covered everything that I wanted to cover. I just wanted to say I am a true animal lover. Like I say, I had a Maltese, little white Maltese. I got him when he was 9 weeks old, and back in 2004, and he passed away in July of 2020. And let me tell you, when I tell you again that when I had two sisters and two brothers pass, and I can tell you this much from my point of view, and maybe only people that are true animal lovers will understand what I'm getting ready to say. When I lost him, let me tell you, I was just as hurt as when I had lost my two sisters and my two brothers, because my love for him was the bond that we had was unbreakable, and it sent me in a depressed state for weeks, if not for a few months. So I
like
just
losing
wanted
a
to say
family
that
member.
it's just like losing, when you're a true animal lover like me, it's just like losing a family member.
Yeah, it
Definitely.
really.
Yes, and if you just joined us, we've been talking to Mr. Randy Grice and Rousseau. I don't want to butcher your last name. Durocher? Durocher?
Yes.
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 They're colleagues down at the Broward County Animal Care, and they said that the best way that you could find out all of the good things about Broward County Animal Care is to go follow them on social media,
IG.
Instagram and Facebook on Broward County Animal Care, and just hearing what you guys do down there at Broward County, you guys are doing a wonderful job, man.
Yes.
Kudos to you guys.
Yes.
I'm glad we reached out to each other, and I'm glad you all reached out to us because
Yes.
you educated me on a lot of
Yes, you
things that I
did.
didn't know about, and we look forward to continue having you on our podcast anytime
Yes.
you guys want to come on here, and if you're having something around Broward County, you want to
Send it
get
to
the
us.
news out, send it to us, and
Send
we'll
it
make
to
sure
us.
we post it on our page.
Listen,
over here.
guys, I definitely will. We always have things, and we need help to make sure that Broward County is aware of these resources, to make sure all of our citizens participate. I just want to go ahead and plug once again for all of your listeners and viewers our free wellness clinic. That's very, very important. A free resource, August 27th and 28th. On August 27th, we'll be at the Carver Ranches Library from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And on the next day, August 28th, from 12 to 4 p.m., we'll be at the Tyrone Bryant Branch Library in Fort Lauderdale. And we hope to see all of you all there.
Well, we want to thank you guys
And
for
I wanted
taking
to say
the.
one more
Okay,
thing
go
too.
ahead. Yeah.
Also, I wanted to add to our listeners and viewers that if you have if you want to report any mistreatment of animals, the number that they gave us, a tip line or whatever, is 311. That number is 311 to report any cases of animal abuse or neglect or whatever. And I just wanted to throw that out there to our viewers. And I also wanted to say I appreciate you, Mr. Grice and Mr. Russo, for coming on. You guys are welcome to come on anytime. Anytime y'all want, just contact us.
Yeah.
We will.
All right. Well, thank you, gentlemen, for joining us here this evening. And I know you won't be strangers. We have each other's contact information. You have our email address. Anything you would like for us to help you guys advertise, don't hesitate to send it to us. And we'll
immediately.
Make sure we help you guys
More,
advertise and help educate the public.
Say no more.
Before we go, I also want to let the viewers know that don't forget about our adoption. We also have a foster program where you can come in and foster pets, or you can also do a Broward buddy where you can come in and take a dog out on a lunch date for the day, interact with them, see if it's a fit for you and your family, and if it is, you can adopt them. But we also have more programs outside of just adopting. just to let the viewers know.
Yes.
And I would also like y'all maybe in the future when the city of Deerfield, where we live at, have some events, maybe someone can bring some literature or send some literature here to pass out here. Even if you're not here, just send some literature up here, and we'll make sure, or the city officials will definitely make sure that it is passed out at some of the district meetings. That's right, Jonathan Salas.
Make sure we get it.
We want to thank Jonathan Salas too for being an intermediary.
Right.
Yes. Small world, right?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Want to thank anything else you guys want to tell us before we let you guys go?
I just want to encourage everybody to come out to the free wellness clinic. As Russo mentioned, we do have a wealth of other programs. Obviously, we have adoptions, and all of our adoptions are free at the low cost of free to adopt from Broward County Animal Care. We have tons of dogs and cats ready and looking for loving homes. If you can't commit to adopting an animal today, you can foster a pet for 30 days, 60 days, and hopefully you'll fall in love with the pet and keep it forever. And if you can't do that, you can always stop by our shelter to hang out with a dog just for an hour or so. So we appreciate this opportunity again. Russo?
Yeah, and I just want to add, we can't do this without the community. It takes the community for us to make a change and definitely leave a footprint for the future.
Well, thank you very much,
both.
gentlemen, man. You guys were outstanding here today. Kudos to you guys.
Yes.
Down there at Broward County Animal Care. Keep up the good work that you guys doing down there. Keep us informed, and we'll help post anything you guys send us. And don't be a stranger on this podcast, man. You're welcome to come here anytime. So, gentlemen, thank you for taking the time out to stop by the Adams Brothers podcast, and enjoy the rest of your
evening.
You too. Thank you, guys.
You're welcome. Good night.
Good.